There is a huge bug fix coming with update 26, which means you will no longer miss all the time if you decide to go back to Melee. That's right, let's get into the details. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. I'm back for another feature overview, and in this one I'm going to show you how the melee system is about to return to what it used to be back in the early days. This huge change is not part of any public test server patch notes yet, so this is some sort of stealthy change, and as such not a lot of people have noticed it happen so far, but it doesn't make it any less true, does it? Anyway, my choices for melee weapons and my dealt damage is not relevant at all here, because we are testing the ability to effectively register hits, not how much damage I am able or not able to do. After all, that has been the main issue for years. Your melee hits will display damage, but they don't register in the system. Anyhow, I don't expect you to just believe me things went back to normal like that. So let's jump right into some testings and comparisons. Let's get into it. Okay, as I just mentioned, there is a melee bug for a very long time, which sadly has forced most players to stay away from melee builds. This persistent bug was never that bad, but over time it became worse and worse with every patch. In other words, it made players miss more and more for no reason at all. This bug basically prevents your melee hits from registering in the system, despite showing damage numbers, which means you require way more hits to effectively kill a target than you are supposed to. This bug usually gets worse on laggy or dying servers on my personal experience. But in a normal server, you usually don't miss that much. I would say 1 or 2 missed hits per target is the standard. On a really bad server though, you could go as far as missing over a dozen of hits per target. No joke. Look how many missed hits I had to endure here while trying to kill this iBot. It's beyond frustrating, and this is not necessarily a rare event, sadly. Anyway, with update 26, this issue will be finally fixed. You will no longer miss while damage numbers are displayed in your screen. If you deal damage, then the hit will effectively register like it happens in the live servers right now. Moving forward, if we compare a good patch 25 server with update 26, things are not very evident. After all, if I miss just a few hits, then both updates will provide a very similar gameplay. Just like it happened here at Morgantown, same place, same amount of enemies, same levels, same weapons, same everything, and I finished killing them at about the same time. But hold on, if you compare a not so good server with patch 25, then we have a very different comparison, where it takes forever to kill an enemy on the official server. Meanwhile, the same exact enemy goes down in just a few seconds with update 26. Why do you think that is? I must confess, it felt really refreshing to test and gather footage for this video, because it has been so long since the melee system worked properly. But with update 26, this persistent hit register bug is finally gone. It will be part of the past, and in my view, this will encourage a lot of players to try a proper melee build again, or even go back to their original ones. I'm confident this will be a game-changing bug fix, but only time will tell. The new melee hit rule for patch 26 will be if damage shows, then damage applies. It is as simple as that. Now, this doesn't mean you can no longer miss melee hits anymore. It just means you don't miss registered hits which met all the required conditions to register in the system. That includes proximity to the target, enemy parry, or even server delay. I will get back to the missing part later on in another topic. For now, let's focus on how you can no longer do ghost melee hits. In the official servers, it's pretty normal to hit your enemies, see the damage numbers popping up in your screen, but then nothing happens. Their HP bars do not move. That's all part of the hit register bug, and as I said, it's about to get fixed. So Dreamland melee hits will no longer be a thing after April 27. I did several tests on the same type of targets, and I always ended up with the same result. Update 26 requires less hits per target, which means enemies go down much faster. In fact, you are now able to properly aim at certain weak spots without risking missing all the time, just like it happened here, where I hit this sentry bot's core almost instantly on the public test server, while in the official servers with patch 25, I tried to do the same endless times, but as you can see, it never happened. The hits never registered there. Once again, I know it really depends on the server performance. In some tests, the difference was very minimal, like it happened here, where I used my Mr. Hand Buzz Blade, and both mega slots were going down on a steady basis. You can clearly see both HP bars going down in very similar bits, which means most hits were registering, but sadly that's not a standard rule with update 25, but thankfully it will be with patch 26. What about melee hits using VATS? Yeah, these are also very buggy and miss all the time with update 25. In fact, they seem to miss way more than normal hits for whatever reason. Well, at least on my end. Just take a closer look at this splendid piece of evidence. It will soon be history and a remembrance that nightmares did exist with the melee system. I bet if I didn't add the footage here, nobody would believe me, but it's true, it can happen, and I only endured that much to prove a point. I would have left in the first 10 seconds otherwise, because that's plain torture. It's like the game is bullying you, and that's far from being fun. Nonetheless, this is quite an impressive type of evidence, because I still question myself, how is it even possible to miss that many hits in one single target? I don't know. It's very shocking. Anyway, in this case, it was just a weak iBot. It was not even fighting back at all. It was just running. However, in most cases, missed hits will get you killed, especially if you are running a low HP bloodied build. In fact, one missed hit could easily ruin your fun, and that's why most people stopped using melee. It's just sadistic to do so. It's, let's say, self-torture at its best. Well, good news is that with update 26, all of this will get fixed. Melee hits under VATS will also effectively register with no problem. I conducted dozens of tests and I can't remember a single VATS hit that missed. I really can't. It simply doesn't happen anymore. I know it sounds like a dream come true, but I'm plain serious here. It feels so satisfying to auto-select enemies and one-hit them with melee once again. So many players will love this bug fix, I can tell you that much. The melee hit system is about to get fixed, but that doesn't mean you will never miss again using melee weapons. Far from it. There are quite some conditions that determine if your melee hit will register or not. For example, if you are not close enough to a target, you will obviously not perform an effective melee hit. It's pretty much like hitting thin air. Moreover, server lag or delay can often create the illusion you are close enough to a target when in reality you are not in range to register a proper hit. So in the end, you can and probably still will miss with melee weapons every now and then. I won't say all the time because the bug will get fixed, but missing is still part of the system. However, the main culprit which forced players to endlessly miss is about to be gone. It's time to say goodbye, everyone. Not to me, but to the bug. Its existence is on life support right now, with a few weeks left, and that's wonderful news. Overall, with patch 26, you will miss much less with melee, and that's a beautiful thing. There's another point I want to mention here, which is about blocking or deflecting melee hits. While killing enemies, I was also blocking enemy melee hits as part of the gameplay, and something I noticed is that I was successfully blocking more than usual with patch 26. In contrast, I have lots of memories trying to block enemy melee hits in the official servers, but it has never been a great experience because I do miss a lot. Even though I'm trying my best, it still doesn't work very well. And by that I mean that it rarely works or it often misses depending on your perspective. But now with update 26, everything feels more fluid, more consistent, and more operational. It just works. Literally. It's far from being perfect, that's true. It's very difficult to block or parry everything, but I was able to block way more enemy hits than usual, which makes me believe something was done here too. Either because this melee hit register bug was also affecting your ability to block properly, or because the melee system altogether got improved way beyond this hit bug. Anyway, this one is not 100% confirmed. I cannot tell you for sure that Bethesda improved blocking. I think they did, based on the results from all my melee tests for this video, as shown here, but once again, maybe they did not. Maybe I was just lucky blocking a lot more in the public test server. Who knows? Now, the biggest question here is, will it be safe to go back to melee again with update 26? Bethesda often screws things up, features releasing half broken, bugs inside bugs, fixes that are not total fixes, that sort of thing. So I cannot tell you for sure that the melee system will be fully fixed and working without any issues once update 26 goes live. What I can tell you though is that things do feel much better. On the public test server, I rarely missed any melee hits anymore. All my effective hits were registering, and my melee hits using VATS were also working perfectly. No misses at all with it. I did not encounter any new bugs either, which is a very good sign. But I was missing sometimes due to server delay. It often looked like I was close enough to the target, but then my melee hits did not register and no damage was displayed either. All in all though, I think the melee system is as good as it ever was, as it's ever going to be. The gameplay feels very similar to what we had in the first release mounts. You hardly miss, your hit register is almost immediate, your VATS hits have a 100% hit rate. It's beautiful, it feels great to play melee again. So unless something else happens or something goes terribly wrong with this patch when they release it, I highly recommend you guys to give melee a second chance with patch 26. You probably will not regret it. Well, I can't hide my joy to see one of the oldest and most persistent bugs getting fixed. I actually thought this day would never come, but it's here now. This bug has been around for way too long that I can't even remember when did it start exactly, but worse than that, it has been drastically affecting so many players, the gameplay and the combat systems altogether. Melee became so bad and unreliable that most players stopped using melee weapons altogether. It's pretty sad. It makes absolutely no sense though to use such weapons because they might have the strongest single target DPS, unarmed weapons, but then instead of one effective hit, you need 10 to kill normal enemies, because you just miss everything. Anyway, it's really great to see Bethesda finally stepping up and fixing this hassle of a bug. At least now we are recovering some more weapon diversity since melee will become viable once again. Anyway, that's it for my part. I am Marta Branco. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are as excited as I am about this upcoming fix because it will surely change the game for the better. Now, don't forget my Easter event is ending this next Thursday, April 8th, so don't forget to submit your best Easter screenshots for a chance to win free atoms. That's right, the event is live for all platforms, All you have to do is join my Discord. The link is right below the video. Read the rules, submit your screenshots, and that's it. It's very simple. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you wish to support me even further, you can do it by becoming a member or a patron. The links are also below the video. Alright then, that's it for now. I will see you all in the next one. Until then, take care. Adeus. Bye bye.